Ready or not. Ready or not. Here I come. Can't hide. Gonna find you and then
Hello, welcome to another episode. We are excited today because I had a guest today and I surprised her because she's here. This is Lonita, and of course we have a Ray, our energy practitioner, here with us today. And I'm Suzanne with Tivana World. And we don't want to forget somebody else. He's roaming around here. You might see him. We've got Day, and we'll tell you the story about Day on another day. Today I thought about something that maybe in life we don't do often. It's about debriefing. How many times do we go through something? And it doesn't matter what. It could be good, it could be bad. Do we debrief to know what was good about it, what was bad about it? What would we do different? I mean, what do you guys hear when you hear debrief?
What lessons am I to take from the entire process?
Oh,
How am I to break it down from beginning to end in order for me to categorize it in my personal life and make it work for me every day? Because when I debrief a day, I'm really going through my brain and saying, how much of myself have I allowed people to see? And how much have I hidden? And based on my day, I'm going to know, well, if I wouldn't have hid that I really felt bad and I said I felt good, if I would have told them I felt bad, they would have left me alone. And then you evolve off of that. Then you take it from, okay, well, if I was myself and I was rejected, that's my protection. What lesson is there in that? So debriefing for me is always a moment for me to take time with myself to say, what lessons can I learn from this moment? Because I know this moment is never going to happen again.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I come across the same people, I'm not going to have the same experience.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to have the same experience, I need to debrief this whole day. I need to write down, let me journal, let me sing, let me walk, debrief, lesson yourself, because you've got to learn to govern yourself. So that's why I debrief as many times as I need to throughout the day. Take 5 minutes, 2 minutes, take a walk. Just learn throughout the day.
Well, I learned something because when I debrief over a situation, trying to see how it goes. But I like the idea that you mentioned debriefing your day.
Yes.
How your day went. What about you, Lonita?
I also love the idea of a personal debrief, how you experience the world within a set amount of time. But when I think about debriefing, I do think situational or organizational, where you've come together with a bunch of people and you've done this thing, you've executed this thing together. And now when I think about debriefing, it is all of the emotions, all of the ways that you've been reframed because you went through this experience. Those emotions are able to subside, and now you can reconvene and take stock of what you've done.
Yeah. Take stock. Oh, yeah.
I like the take stock. When you say debrief, we're trying to see what would we do different about a situation at that moment. But is there a time where when we think of debrief, we think of accepting or coming to a completion about situations?
Well, if you're debriefing, you've already accepted. If you didn't walk away from the situation, you accept whatever you're about to go through, good, bad, or indifferent. If I stay in that space, I'm energetically taking it in. I'm verbally taking it in. I'm physically taking it in. And then all of those senses have to be dealt with. What does that take? When you talk about the emotion, I put it in a space where it's my emotions are governing how much debriefing I'm going to have to do.
Yeah.
My emotions are going to have to be stabilized in some fashion in order for me to not take things personal, to see people in their true form and accept it. Because we have so many expectations, not only for ourselves, but for the people we're around. If you tell me your goal, oh, baby, I want you to reach it.
Yeah.
But then if you aren't putting in the footwork, oh, baby, you're just a dreamer.
That's true. surprised you.
And you have to debrief to see if you want to go through that process with that person or yourself.
Do you always feel like debriefing?
Do I always feel like debriefing? It depends. Sometimes when you do something that is repetitive,
Yeah.
sometimes I want to do a mid whatever debrief.
Yeah.
Where are we at? Are we good?
Yeah.
This is how it's been happening for this
Yeah.
amount of time, this many weeks or this many months. How do we want to move forward and complete the next 6 months, right?
Yeah.
And then at the very end, it's like, how we do?
Yeah.
Are we ready for the next?
Oh my God. And that brings it to, when I debrief, I look at it this way. There's two things that I learned here, years ago, where when I debrief, I always look at a situation as what is so. And what is so is, what happened. And then there's also the fact.
Yes. Yeah.
Because when you have the fact that doesn't change, for example, that dress, ripped. That is a fact. It ripped.
Yes.
But at the what is so, I'm telling myself, oh my God, this, will be the worst thing that happens. Everybody's taking photos of this. I build this whole thing up, and before I know it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in a mess. But then I guess I could ask you both, what are practices, maybe one or two, that could help in a debriefing process?
Acceptance. Acceptance is the internal agreement that you are ready to let go and go into the unknown. Because debriefing, you have to ask yourself, once you debrief, you're going to come to conclusions of things. And the time that it takes is, are you going to let go of the people or are you going to keep them? Are you going to keep these emotions? Are you going to stay in this space? Are you going to hold this grudge? Are we going to do this for real, for real? Because I work out. I am a strong believer in productive pain.
Yeah.
If I'm going to go through pain, oh, baby, we better I'm leaving with something.
If
I'm going to do the pain, I want the gain. Let me gain off of it. So meditation is one of my loves, and I meditate while I work out because it hurts so bad that I just have to call on ancestors, whomever, be like, I know I've got to learn this lesson. I know it's going to be hard, and I know it's for the best.
Absolutely.
That's the governing. You can do that in 2 seconds. It's just by saying, okay.
What about you? What's a practice that you can share with us, or, just kind of helps you kind of have that debriefing clarity?
That's a really wonderful question. And I love this acceptance. I would say also compassion and honesty. I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
And I'll answer this by giving you an anecdote. When I was in high school, I think I was a senior, I got the chance to participate in this theater festival, and I got to direct a short film. And then a play, a short play. It was a play on stage. Drama. And as a senior, I was a senior for one, but I think other theater kids kind of looked up to me. I performed in New York with the National Shakespeare Competition and these other things that, right? And so
Perfectionist, she said.
I am a perfectionist. And so I had these kids. We went through rehearsals for weeks and weeks, and then they finally did the performance for an audience. And after each rehearsal, we would go backstage, give notes like regular. And at the end, they were all looking at me. And this has stayed with me. I've been out of high school for over 30 years.
But we don't look like it. We don't look like it.
No, we don't.
But this has stayed with me. And they all looked at me and they said, how did we do? And I started giving them notes. And they said, can you just say we did good?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And this is where I learned compassion.
Yeah.
Because I am a perfectionist. I'm a professional film critic.
Yes.
Because I am a critical person. I'm as critical on myself as I am. And so I've had to implement that first. To say, I'm going to be compassionate in this moment about what we've done together, and say, you did a wonderful job.
Yeah.
You and be genuine, be honest about the ways that you were wonderful, the reasons that you were ready. You were and so this is what I have to bring to any debrief. But then also being truthful. Because if we're going to do something again, which I hope we do.
Yes, you want them to do better.
That's right.
That's when you bring in that perfectionist.
But then also saying, how can I be better too?
Yeah. Debriefing with compassion.
Yes.
Working it out. Giving ourselves grace. We hear that all the time, but we do it truly. I would say this leads right into an amazing segment with Ray over here, who has an amazing class coming up, starting the first week of April. I've been a Reiki, she works you out.
I will grab you at any moment.
Yes, and one of her classes talking about debriefing during your day or whatever you do is Reiki and release. Please tell us a little bit more.
Okay, so my Reiki and the way that I do it, I know that there are so many different kinds of Reiki. Where I got into my journey, I knew my ADHD self, I can't sit and woosah like that for 20 minutes. But what I can do, I can work out for hours. And so I had to come up with my own signature Reiki that said, Ray has Reiki that builds you, but you got to be ready for that pain. And I didn't know that I could speak through fibers, and I could tell them it's okay, you're safe. And then when people came back to me and said, Ray, it hurt, I feel sore, but I slept like a baby.
Yes.
That is a sign for me, oh, I've taken you back to your beginning.
Yeah.
And now you can debrief and put things where they go. Because just as you said, with the seniors, their experience with you, they were just wondering if they'd done enough. In my class, I want you to know you are enough. Just show up. I don't have to know the story. I just want you to see you're worth it. I'm going to hold up a mirror of reflection, and just behind the mirror, I'm going to be saying, you can do it. I know it's tough. I know it's real. I'm going to emulate self-talk that you should implement in your own self. Hold that mirror to your face, but the mirror is invisible. It's you, your eyes, your dream, your life. I can't do the work. I can just show you I have a safe space for it at Unity Temple. That's where it's at.
And that's every Tuesday and Thursday. I know I'll be there. We would love for you to come and join, because that's a great way to debrief your day as well. Now, Lonita, please tell people what you do, because we want them to know that and to support you and to watch you, because I know I do.
I do. She's amazing.
Thank you so much. I'm a creative producer. I co-created, executive produced, and co-hosted Get Lost on KCPBS. I'm also a film critic. I contribute weekly reviews to KCTV5's My KC Live. And I'm an arts advocate. I contract with the Kansas Department of Commerce, our Kansas Arts Commission, to support arts-based nonprofits and getting them resources ready.
Yes.
And I'm also a writer.
Oh my God.
Don't forget the writer.
I love my creatives, and thank you. The fact that we sprung you up here today. I always believe in bringing that authenticity to your home and whatever you're watching this from. I want this to have a lot of value for me. We chose the reason debrief because I was debriefing my fashion show, and I wanted to be able to know what I did good, what I wanted to change, and what I could do different in the future. I know when it comes even to my models, I always love to give them that perspective of, you were great. So I learned something from you. And I always tell them they did great, because I could never do that, guys. So one of the things we want to announce is we'll be having our Shop the Runway right here at the store in the month of April. We'll put out the dates here in just a little bit on this write-up. And I want to kind of end a little bit with Ray and Lonita, kind of hearing their perspective about about the fashion show. I think it was Lonita's first time to Kansas City Fashion Week.
It was my very
I
first
know.
time.
Please do tell us what you thought.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to tell the whole story.
Yes,
So
please.
Suzanne came to KCTV5 on Friday, so the week before Kansas City Fashion Week. And I told her, I've never been. And she said, you must come as my guest. That kind of generosity and just meeting somebody and letting them, and when I say meeting somebody, we knew each other.
Yeah.
But meeting me where I was, because I was like, I don't
She's fashionable, y'all, so clearly.
And so she brought me here. Look at all of these beautiful gowns and jackets, and she let me pick something out. She had some things that she had pulled, and I got this fabulous dress that I was like, it's colorful and it's great. And she gave me jewelry, and it was like a necklace and a belt and an armband. It was way more than a bracelet. It was an armband. And I bought some shoes. That's all I did. And slapped a little makeup on it, and I showed up.
And showed
She
out.
looked amazing. You'll see it in
You'll
this.
see.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it was the funnest night. It really transformed the way I think I can experience Kansas City.
Yeah.
I was so grateful to be there as your guest. You were well respected. It was just very clear. Oh, you're with Tivana. Okay. Come right this way.
Let us get you here.
Yes, I was like, oh, like they sat me on the front row, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, hold on. So it was a beautiful time, and I keep saying it was exactly how it is on TV.
What you don't know is that we wanted Lonita to have an actual African experience. We took her out for some Afro beats and a lot of African dancing and music and people, and that's going to be upcoming our Afro KC Festival on June 7th. So we want you there as well. And she just told me she had an amazing time because it was a late night. We are tired, but we had a great time. And what about you, Miss
Well,
Ray?
You were a model?
I was
Yes,
a model.
she was a model. Ooh, give us
And
that
a
perspective,
first-time
too.
model for Kansas City Fashion Week. So I was a first-time baby too. And Kansas City staff, my girls.
Brittany.
Oh, Bailey.
Yes.
She's my girl.
Oh,
Bailey.
Bailey.
It's Bailey.
All of them.
Yes.
Oh my God, all of them.
When I tell you
Yeah.
some of the most warm-hearted people, RJ, he's so militant, but he loves Green Lantern. He loves Green Lantern. And I was like, I love when their walls come down.
Yeah.
The one with Ryan
Gracie
Reynolds?
and Ashley.
And there's so many.
There's too
Because
many of them.
once they saw, so my daughter Ayana, she has frequented Kansas City Fashion Week many a times, and I love being an audience member because I stay in the background.
Yeah.
As bold as I am.
She frequents as a model.
As a
Yes.
model, yes.
Mhm.
But it was something to go behind the curtain.
Yeah.
I felt like Dorothy a bit. And what's her name? Elphaba? The green one?
Yes.
I felt like I was
Elphaba.
I felt like I was living both sides because here I am, this girl from Alabama who took this journey, and I would have never guessed I would be in Kansas City Fashion Week with my child.
Yes, that was a moment.
With my child. And when I went backstage, I introduced myself as Ray. They don't know that I'm her mom.
No,
So
they
finally, when I finally said, "Oh yes, I'm Ayana's mom,"
she'll be fine, honey, don't crack.
That's when I got to see everybody. And seeing everybody, it just made my heart melt. I had a wonderful makeup team. It was just so great, so professional. They made sure that we were taken care of. I am a very private person, and I like to squirrel myself away somewhere. They accommodated that. And that is so nice for me as a practitioner and as a person who is very energetically based. I'm very sensitive. So things can get overwhelming, but I have an emotional companion now who they blessed me with, they sponsored an adoption. Now
Day.
Mr. Amadeus,
Amadeus.
and he was a blessing for me. So to be able to be at the table and see all of the people and just get to be myself, I was ready to go on the runway and just be like, hey y'all, I see my friends, and okay, I can't look down at you, but I feel your energy, and that was the love that Tivana has placed in the room. I have to attribute that energy to you because they don't know me. They don't know me. They know you. And I was a representative of you. And so whatever quality you had put out, I had to match it because I was going to meet it. Because I was going to say, I'm with Tivana.
Yes.
That's important.
That's how I felt walking in, and it was like, I'm a guest of, should I say it? Because I want to make sure
I want to be good. Well, let me tell you how my heart dropped when Miss Bailey comes to me and says, I need to talk to you for a minute.
And I think what happened?
Yeah.
And then they surprised me with him. And that was just, to say this was my first experience, I never, ever want to have another experience like that.
Oh my God.
Because it's so memorable, it's so personal. I don't want anything to come close to it because that's my heart space. And so when I go next year, it's like, hey, we ain't got to be that big. We ain't got to be that big.
Well,
it was huge.
It is. It's the way I think they make you feel.
It does.
And I know they say Midwestern we're nicer, but there's still that energy, like the energy, Angela runs the ship backstage, and that takes a lot of, she don't need no bullhorn, y'all. She does an amazing job. The models, the organizers, and I love my models so much, y'all, because I feel like the energy they bring to the stage is something of an art piece, and they make it reflect that so beautiful. I tell people all the time, it's one thing when this dress is on a mannequin, but when an actual person wears it just, that's the part I want to tear up, because I always think, oh my God, it's coming to life.
They become the soul of the garment.
My dress, I definitely, oh my gosh, when I put it on, you want to move, you want to just show that this makes me feel like I'm flying. That is what it made me embody, just the spirit of myself. What I know that I am came true when I zipped up the back of the dress and I look at myself and I'm fully me.
Present.
And I'm present to see it.
That is how I don't know if I said this already, but I felt like my authentic self, like I had been realized when I put that dress on.
That's exactly what it is.
I'm usually very quiet and, I wouldn't say I'm standoffish,
but powerful.
Yeah, I'm kind of a shy wallflower, believe it or not.
I am too.
I met so many people that night. And there was this guy, I was walking behind him and he kept turning around, and I said, don't worry, I'm not following you. and we just talked and had such a great conversation. Everybody asked me where I'm from, and it was
It's another world. It's another world. When you put on Tivana garments, these pieces speak to you, and they say, play if you want to. I will, because they're so bold. They're so storytelling. It's good to see someone as a designer that says, I will not take the color out of your life.
No.
Let me show you who I see you as.
Oh, I love that. And that is true. When I design, I always look at my models and I think, that's what that speaks to me. I let it speak to me, and even when I'm shopping for my fabrics, when I'm, anything surrounding it gives me so much joy. And we want you to experience that same joy when you come and shop the runway with us here in April. We would love to have you come see what we have to offer. Ray will definitely be an amazing assistant.
Can I
love her so much.
Yes, as a fashion consultant, Lanita, come on, and I will put you in
when
more
she's not
fabulous
traveling. traveling, gallivanting, getting the world together, and all those good work she
Yes,
does.
I want to go to some art museums.
Yes,
I
we-
love museums.
Yeah, and come enjoy having a moment of peace. Time to debrief. Talk to these beautiful ladies and some of the most amazing people that are gonna come and shop with us and be here. We want you to feel at home. I think I would say, ladies, maybe you can say about just 1 minute of taking us out, but I want to thank you for being here. I love you both so much, and oh, I hope you feel like I feel, guys.
I'm so giddy right now on the inside. It's
Yeah.
very much if this was a debrief,
Yes,
This-
it was a debrief.
this is what debriefing becomes when you accept all. You don't have to keep it,
Yeah.
but you must honor it all
Yes.
in order to gain from it. Because if you omit anything, you haven't gotten the full story. You don't go to school and they don't teach you everything. They give you a moment to say, what will you teach yourself? How will you govern yourself? I governed myself with my intuition, and it got me to Tivana.
I gotta tell you real quick before we give Lonita a chance. First time I saw this lady, I was walking out of Omaha Fashion Week, just going to, I don't even know where I was going, but I remember just stopping and going like, oh my God, this is a beautiful person. And I just felt, it was the energy that drew me, and I know that's how I felt. Same with you, Lonita. And I'm always thinking, I don't want to bother her. She's a big, famous person. I don't think she wants to talk to me right. She was getting ready for a show. You know, when you're getting ready for a show, you're thinking about what you need to talk about. And here's Suzanne. I don't know, it's good to see you. And you take a picture, and I'm thinking, later I'm thinking, debriefing. And thinking, oh my gosh, she was going on a show. She's probably going to her notes, go over her notes, and here's this person geeking out. But it's the beautiful thing about life, and we definitely want you to come back. Please like and follow us, and we'll put the details for the Reiki classes, how to catch Lonita as well, and also share this with other people that you know need to hear this. Lonita, take us out.
Oh gosh, I feel like there is nothing left.
It
is. I mean, here's the thing. The entire experience of working with you for Kansas City Fashion Week, I wouldn't even say working with you, just being with you, is, and even this today, it is a full heart experience. Yeah, 100%.
I love that full heart
A
experience.
full heart, guys.
A full heart. How did they do it? Whatever. I'll be done threw up something I ain't supposed to.
Right. Let's stand up. They gotta see our outfits here. So this would be more of a professional outfit. This is a beautiful blazer jacket, and then look at Lonita, honey, with that coat with the jeans.
Look at that.
Oh my God! I wish they could see your jeans. I'm in love with those
Yes, the
jeans.
palazzo jean with the big cuff.
Oh,
Big cuff.
it is beautiful.
I love a cuff.
Beautiful. Thank you, guys. Like and share. Please follow us, and we love you so much. This show will be always on every week, and this is just how we can weave that energy and elegance all into one. Bye.
Bye.